Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 36 of chapter 1. Papamevashaye tasman
Pavam evasvaye bisman
Hatvaitanatatayinah
hatvetanadatahinah
Tasman narhavayam hantam
taspan narhavayam dandum
Dhartarashtran sabandhavan
Dhartrarashtan sabandhavan
Swajanam hi katham hatva
Sajanam hikadam hatva
Sukhinasyama madhava.
Sukhinasyama madhava.
Word for word, meaning, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Papam,
Papam,
vices,
vices,
eva,
eva,
certainly,
certainly,
ashrayet,
ashrayet,
must come upon,
must come upon,
asman,
asman,
us,
as,
hatva,
hatva,
by killing,
by killing,
etan,
etan,
all these,
all these,
atatayinaha,
atatayineha,
aggressors,
aggressors,
tasmat,
tasmat,
therefore,
therefore,
na,
na,
never,
never,
arhaha,
arhaha,
deserving,
deserving,
vayam,
vayam,
we,
we,
hantum,
hantum,
to kill,
to kill,
dhartarashtran,
Dhartarashtra,
the sons of Dhritarashtra,
the sons of Dhritarashtra,
sabandhavan,
Sabandhavan,
along with friends,
along with friends,
swajanam,
Sajanam,
kinsman,
kinsman,
he, certainly,
certainly,
katham,
katham,
how, hatva,
hatva,
by killing,
by killing,
sukhinaha,
sukhinaha,
happy,
happy,
syama,
syama,
will we become, madhava,
madhava,
O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune.
O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune.
Translation. Sin will overcome us
Sin will overcome us
if we slay such aggressors.
if we slay such aggressors.
Therefore, it is not proper
Therefore, it is not proper
for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra
for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra
and our friends.
and our friends.
What should we gain, O Krishna,
What should we gain, O Krishna,
husband of the goddess of fortune?
husband of the goddess of fortune?
And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
Very interesting question. Arjuna is asking Krishna, which is, one is he's making a statement of judgment that it's not proper for him to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra. And second, he's asking what's the point of killing? Because after killing your own family, how can you ever be happy? So Prabhupada writes a beautiful purport to this particular shloka. There is no happiness in killing loved ones. According to Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors: a poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. So these 6 kinds of aggressors can be killed. So it clearly says here, one who occupies another's land. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man. But Arjuna was not an ordinary man. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. So it's an interesting difference that Srila Prabhupada is drawing out for us. Just because you're saintly does not mean you are cowardly. When you are saintly, you will also do the right thing. Sometimes that may involve violence. For example, Lord Ram was so saintly that people even now are anxious to live in the kingdom of Lord Rama, Rama Rajya. But Lord Rama never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama because Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife Sita. But Lord Ram gave him sufficient lessons, unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressors, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against ordinary aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Now, we are also told if you're really a devotee of the Lord, if you're saintly, then you forgive very easily. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. He did not therefore consider such killing profitable, simply for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. After all, kingdoms and pleasures derived therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? See, Prabhupada is also raising a nice question. Typically, you'll think, okay, anyway, wealth is temporary, kingdom is temporary, family members are temporary. If all of this is temporary, why should you unnecessarily risk your life to do something that's going to probably create a lot of sadness and distress in your life? Arjuna's addressing of Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of the goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of the goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. So if Krishna is Madhava, the husband of the goddess of fortune, then only fortune should befall all the good souls. And Arjuna is thinking, why should I be the cause of misfortune to others when you are here? Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees. Krishna does not bring misfortune into anyone's life. This we must understand. There is no misfortune brought upon us by Krishna at all. So we'll read a short commentary from His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu. When we read in the Bhagavad Gita's first chapter how Arjuna experienced an emotional breakdown, we may wonder Why was he so overwhelmed? To understand, we need to familiarize ourselves with the tension he was undergoing. That ethical tension is more clearly articulated in the Mahabharata in its previous section, Parva. The Bhagavad Gita occurs in the Mahabharata's Bhishma Parva. The epic's preceding section is the Udyoga Parva, wherein the Pandavas deliberate long and hard about the ethics of launching a war against their cousins. So, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is saying that in the Mahabharata, in the previous section, there already a detailed discussion happened about whether it is ethical to kill your own family members. The tension that they contemplated then is indicated by Arjuna, wherein he uses the two words aggressors, atatayinaha, and relatives, swajana, in the same verse, thereby highlighting his predicament on the Kurukshetra battlefield. His relatives had become aggressors. Arjuna was torn between two ethical imperatives, his Kshatriya dharma, warrior duty as a martial guardian of society, and Kula dharma, dynastic duty as a leader in the Kuru dynasty. His warrior duty required him to punish aggressors, even taking their lives if necessary. In contrast, his dynastic duty required him to sacrifice for his relatives, even to the point of giving up his own life. So if it's your family, you're ready to sacrifice your life to protect your family. But if you're a warrior, you're supposed to handle the aggressors. What will happen if your own family members are the aggressors? That presents a pretty dicey situation for you. It's such a dilemma. And that's the dilemma that Arjuna was experiencing. What was he to do when those two duties collided head on? When the aggressors were his own relatives. Consider a judge who cares both about doing their job impeccably and taking care of their family diligently. Suppose they have to adjudicate a case in which their son is charged with a crime that could lead to capital punishment. A judge in such a predicament would try to recuse themselves, which means they will not handle the case if it involves their own family member. Usually they would be expected to, even enjoined to recuse. Unfortunately, Arjuna had no such option. He was the foremost warrior in his army, and their fate depended on his decision. No wonder he felt overwhelmed. Because the burden of winning this war was squarely on Arjuna's shoulders, because he had already proven himself to be a very, very powerful warrior. So winning or losing was based on whether Arjuna would participate in the war. Arjuna felt torn between his duty to protect his relatives and his duty to protect society from those very relatives what they had turned aggressors. So the question Arjuna is asking Krishna is, how do I resolve this conflict between Kula Dharma and Kshatriya Dharma? I have come to the conclusion that I should not kill my relatives. So Arjuna has to wait for a few shlokas to figure out what Krishna is going to say regarding his assessment of this particular situation. But nevertheless, it is a dilemma. What to do when your own family members are standing in opposition to you? Should you kill them?
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.